folks? We back with another one, you know what I'm saying? And today, we taking y'all to class, man. Steak 101. And what better steak to do it with than a 36-ounce bone-in ribeye steak. Yeah, that's right. Thick. Look at this bad boy. We ain't gonna do no intro, man. We cutting right into it right now, okay? So look, I've already dry brined this steak. You can already see how some of that liquid is starting to pull up on there. We got a little bit more on it before it's actually ready. But I've already seasoned this with salt the whole way around this, okay? That's gonna make the flavor amazing. And we're gonna add some other spices in here. But first what I'm gonna end up doing is, I'm actually gonna end up contradicting what I said. And I'm just gonna go ahead and towel dry some of these juices that's on the top.
How long do you dry brine it for?
You know, you can dry brine this up to 24 hours, 2 hours, however much time you have. That's what you use, okay? But the longer the better, because it breaks down the fibers and it makes it a lot more tender, okay? So what dry brining is you just want to go ahead and put salt on this. I like to use the fresh ground salt. If that's not what you have, I would not recommend using the granulated salt. This is a breakdown the same. You want to use a kosher salt and put that all over the steak, even the sides, and then just let it sit like in your fridge on a plate, or just on a plate, and let that sit for 24 hours if you have that amount of time. If not, then
So what does it do?
It breaks down the fibers in the meat, and it makes it a lot more tender, and it makes it a lot more juicier. Okay, so our next step is what we're gonna do right now is.
Can I ask one more question before we continue?
What's up?
How big is that cutting board? Because I want to really emphasize how big that steak is.
I mean, if you want to be technical, I can get like a tape measure.
No, I said 12 by 12.
I think it's a little bit more than 12.
Maybe 14, if that.
I'll probably say about 14 by 14, something like that.
Now y'all know how big that steak is.
Like I said,
big
36 ounces, man. That's a big steak right there. And when this is done, there's going to be all amazing crust on the outside. I'm telling you. But after this video, you guys are going to know how to make the steak. Because if you don't, you're not paying attention.
Did you get it here, close to home?
I got this at Butcher's Block. If you checked out my video on the ribs, 3 ways, that's where I actually got the steak. That's where I get all my meat from. Because, I'm all about local. Even though I'm a Pittsburgh fan, I'm still all about my local food marts. You know what I'm saying?
In Ohio.
Businesses. In Ohio, yes. Okay, so anyway, enough talk. Let's get to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this steak a little bit different, okay? I'm going to actually add some ancho chili pepper to this. You don't have to. This isn't going to make it overly spicy, but it is going to be some spice to it. It's going to be like a little like a smoky note to it, okay? And that's what I want. So we're going to add this on all over the steak, okay? And once we put this on, you want to season this generously, okay? We don't want to under-season this, because as soon as you start seasoning the steak, as soon as you start cooking the steak, you lose about 30% of it as soon as it hits the pan. So you want to make sure that you really heavenly season this. Heavily. There you go. Okay, you want to make sure that you're doing that to the steak, okay?
You're doing heavenly wrong. I wouldn't want it that way.
Unless it was the veggies, huh? All right, so I'm just gonna put some on the outside of the steak here, okay? Because you want to season the sides up too. And I'm just gonna mop up all of that flavor all over the steak. Because I'm telling you, this is going to be amazing when we're done with this. Make sure this is all heavily seasoned. And no, I haven't put pepper on this yet, but I'm going to.
I mean, you need some of this, right?
Say what?
You know I need some of this, right?
I'm telling you.
You still putting
you listen to what I was saying.
Ancho
chili pepper.
Ancho chili pepper.
You've had that before. A lot of times, okay? So I need to add some pepper into the mix, which is luckily right here. So I don't even have to reach over you. So that's
Can you
what's up.
Just already grounded pepper, or?
You know what? Hold on one sec. Grab that over there for me. There you go. Boom. I was using the butcher pepper because that's all I had. Because I was having trouble finding some whole peppercorns at the store, but you know, I kind of broke down and just went with the.
I mean, do you have to use the whole peppercorns?
You don't have to, but fresh ground pepper is always best on the steak. I don't care if you're doing like onions with a steak. It's always best if you just got that cracked black on there, man, because it just adds a different element of taste on there rather than the stuff that's already ground up. That's just my personal opinion. But I mean, I can smell the freshness when I'm grounding this up right before my eyes. So let's get back to the steak. Oh, what's going on here? This isn't cooperating like I wanted to.
You got a seal wrapper inside?
Oh, it doesn't. I don't want to let this test me. How much is coming out? It's not even that much. You know what? Let's cut to the chase. Alright, so we gave up on that other peppermill. You know, that's temperamental. And I'll deal with that at a later date where, you know, I'll have more patience. Because I'm gonna keep it a bean with you right now, okay? I just recently got done with playing Elden Ring. And, yeah, caught on edge right now. So, shout out to the gamers out there who's watching this. Elden Ring is not no joke. Okay? And no, I did not just start that game. So, anyway, back to the food. So, you see how this is heavily seasoned. Heavily? Yeah, I said it right. Heavily seasoned, okay? I cannot wait till that's cooked, man. You have no idea. Okay, so I got my oven preheated to 350, okay? And I'm gonna activate this PIA temperature thing that I have here that don't know how to shut up. So I'm hoping that I can and see you're experiencing it now. So we're going to set this to 125 degrees because I'm going for a medium well with the steak. Okay? And then what we're going to do now is we're just going to go ahead and
So you're going for medium well?
Okay. Medium.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Medium. Not well done.
I didn't say well done. You said medium well. I was like, wow.
I'm going for medium. You guys just say that. Oh, gosh. Okay, so once again, like I said, we're going to go with the 125. We're going to take this out and then we're going to let it rest, okay, for about 8 minutes, and then our steak should be good. So you want to put this in to where it goes about halfway in to about the center, okay? So that's when you know that the center is going to be cooked correctly. So now we're going to put this bad boy in. And if you didn't know,
it's done.
If you've never seen this method before, I did this when we did the steak, I think 2 different ways or 3 different ways. Well, we're doing the reverse sear, okay? So we're going to cook the inside first, and then when it comes out, we're going to sear it, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that, okay? So let this cook, and we'll see you when it's time for the skillet. Okay, folks, we pulled this out of the oven at 125, give or take 125, 130, okay? So that's the reverse sear. You already see it kind of has some color on there, and that's from that ancho chili pepper that we put on there. But now, we're going to show you guys how to really elevate this steak and put it over the top, okay? So I already have a cast iron skillet. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, you need to get one, okay? Because it's the best thing to cook your steak in. I don't care if you're doing it over the stove top, if you're doing it over a fire out back, whatever. This cast iron skillet is universal, and it's very detrimental for a steak because the flavor is going to be amazing, okay? So anyway, we're going to take our steak, and we're going to sear it in there. We're going to sit it in there and sear it. Ahead of myself. You already hear that I had the pan preheated, okay? So now we're going to do is we're going to take some garlic. I got 3 cloves here. Normally, if I was using another, if I was using the steak that wasn't as big, I would use 2, okay? But I'm gonna throw 3 in here. I just smashed them. You don't want to take the peel off because with that peel being on there, it prevents them from burning, okay? So we're gonna throw that in there, and we're also gonna add a little bit of butter here, okay? This is probably like, I think this is a half a stick. And we're gonna add a little bit at a time. You see it starting to steam up. That's exactly what you want. Nothing's going to be burning here because we started off with olive oil, okay? You always want to make sure you start off with olive oil because if you don't, that butter will burn, and that's not a flavor you want for your steak, okay? So we're letting everything kind of melt up here, okay? I got my heat on high, in case you're wondering. Let that butter melt. I'm going to add a little bit more. One more. It's going to have like that nice caramel color to it. Once this starts breaking down, I'm actually going to bring my garlic a little closer here into that butter because I want that to start heating up. And you see when I tilt the pan, all the butter is right here, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to start basting that butter, or basting the steak, my bad, okay? And what that's doing is it's helping to cook that steak. Even though we already got the inside cooked, this is helping to make that crust on the outside like we want, okay? Add a little bit more butter. And let that cook now. But we're just gonna continue to add that butter. You already see, it smells great, am I right?
Yep.
Put those garlic pieces on there. Okay. Start basting that steak. You want to do this and just keep doing it until you get that nice crust on the underside. We're going to flip this a couple times. This isn't affecting the temperature inside of the steak at all, okay? This is just creating that nice sear like you want, okay? Which is the whole point of the reverse sear, alright? So now, we'll go ahead and put the steak over. Get this garlic closed off the top. Give it a flip, and look at the color. That's what we're talking about right there. If you do this, man, your whole house is gonna be sounding like a steakhouse, I promise. You're gonna be like, what are you doing out there? You're gonna be like creating magic, okay? Wait till you eat it. You're gonna be like, oh my God. This is the best. Now you might go through more than just a half a stick of butter, which is just fine. How they do in the restaurants. Now I'm gonna add some aromatics to it. I've got some rosemary, fresh rosemary, and some fresh thyme. I'm gonna sit that right in there. Let that start coming up to you hear it starting to sizzle up a little bit. Just giving it some nice aromatics, and that's exactly what you want. So I let that sit in the butter. And just let those fragrances come out. Once they come out, then I'm going to add them right on top of the steak. Okay. Once again, get that garlic up here. And then we're just going to start, like we were before, basting that steak, getting all those flavors incorporated in that beautiful steak. Now, if you see you're running out of butter, like I said, you can always add a little bit more because you want to make sure you keep doing this because you want to have a crust on both sides, okay? Nothing's burning. As you see, that butter has that nice golden color to it. You're going to have to move kind of fast because, like I said, you don't want anything burning here. But, man, it smells amazing, am I right?
Yeah.
The best thing about cooking a steak, man, doesn't matter if it's 36 ounces or it's just 12 ounces, okay, or 8 ounces. You can make all steaks smell and taste the same, I promise. Add a little bit more butter here. This is such a big steak. All right. Oh man, I can't wait to stick my teeth into this. This is steak 101, folks. Like I said, man, if you were here smelling these flavors, or these smells, you would be like, keep basting that steak. Oh yeah. And you see how that butter is just this nice golden color. Okay? There's nothing burning there. That's all flavor. Okay? Just like the restaurants do, folks. Same way. If they're not doing it this way, then they're doing steaks wrong. And you shouldn't be going there. Got that off there. So, yeah. That's why I always, when I go to a restaurant, man, I love to sit by the kitchen. Because I like to hear what's going on. And I like to see the dishes coming out. Am I right?
Yep.
Love it, man. I have to see it. All right. That crust looks pretty good to me. So let's show you guys what happens next. Hey, folks. You see, our steak is done. Oh man, you see the steam coming off? I'm telling you, it absolutely smells lights out. Okay. So, one thing if you don't know about a steak, like I said, this is one-on-one. Okay, take you off to the classroom. Is you always want to cut a steak against the grain, especially a steak like this, because when you do that, it tastes a lot tender, or it's a lot more tender when you cut it against the grain. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to come down this bone, and we're just going to cut down this bone, just like this. Okay, step on off to the side. That is actually really good. Just eating that off the bone. Okay, so we're going to turn this. Okay. And as you see, the grain is running this way, okay? See these grains just running like this? You want to cut it against that, okay? Oh, so hot. Okay, so we're going to cut it like this. Ugh. I should be cutting this your way, huh?
You should just get a knife or a fork.
Ugh. Super hot.
Fork will help you hold it.
Say what?
A fork will help you hold it.
All right, let me grab the fork.
There you go. That looks really good.
Let me tell you what, that fat is going to be everything that gets eaten. There ain't going to be nothing on the steak that don't get eaten, I promise. Because since we did that dry brine, oh man, I'm telling you. There we go. Let's give this a little taste, shall we? I want to hit this garlic too. Yeah. Oh my God. I almost have to sit down, man. This is bananas, okay? Like I said, at the end of this video, you guys should know how to cook a steak. If you didn't, you didn't pay attention or you don't watch the whole video, okay? Thank you for all the new subs that subscribe. Thank you for the ones that's already been subscribed, okay? We got some special things in store for you coming up next, okay? Gonna be some nice bike rides, gonna be some nice grilling outside. Whole bunch of stuff, man, that's gonna be happening, okay? Appreciate everyone, every last one of you who's watching this video. Slap a like on the video, give us a thumbs up, or give it a thumbs down. We keep it real around here, okay? Until then, see you in the next one.
Remember to share.